definitely not gonna be the first clip. Pieces. Oh my god. Okay, it's chapter 38. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liveradinithi and welcome back to Magical Readathon Week 2. So I say this is the Magical Readathon, but honestly this video is more of a daevabad fan vlog, and of course the daevabad trilogy in whole, because you will see me live reacting to one of the chapters in book 2 in Kingdom of Copper, that chapter 38 if you guys know. Then you will see me very sad. I think the sad part you will see me in the beginning, so that's actually why I wanted to record like an intro clip, because it starts off very sad. So just fair warning, it's a great video. I hope you enjoy it and let's just get right on it. This is definitely not going to be the first clip that I'm going to insert. I'm going to introduce, like, I'm going to do like a first, like an introduction video or like a clip before I start the vlog, because I don't want to start it off really sad. But that's just how I'm feeling, and I didn't even want to do this. I didn't even want to record because I don't want to record things when I'm sad. But I'm not sad about anything else, okay? I'm sad about the book that I'm reading, and even then I don't want to put that out there, but then Aisha was like, no, I need to see your pain, so record this. So like I'm doing it, and this is gonna be all over the place, so hopefully I can cut it down and remove all these parts where I'm just gonna like stare into nothing, because that's what I've been doing while I was reading, while I was listening. The thing is, like, I don't have the second book. I just ordered it while I was reading the first one, so that's not gonna come for like a week or another month. So so we just couldn't wait. So the three of us decided, like, I'm just listening to the audiobook. The Inosh and Aisha, they have the book, so they're reading it, and I'm just listening to the audiobooks. Thankfully, the narrator is like phenomenal, and just making me cry so much for Dara and Nari and Ali. And so let's talk about Dara, okay? Like, as you saw from my last video, I love him so much. He's one of those characters that he's tragically beautiful, and these things that he has gone through, like, he's centuries old, okay? And he has only known pain. Like, people are using him left and right to like kill people and just, I don't know, slaughter cities, and then like he can't even die in peace, okay? He died in the first book. And they brought him back again to wage another war. And the thing about Dara is that he hides it so well. You never see him break, and he's so loyal to the Nahids, to the point where, like, all the things that you see, it's only for the reader, that because you're basically inside his head. And the only person who actually saw his pain is Nari, and they're not together in this book, right? They're literally in like two separate cities. And so he's incredibly lonely, and he's thinking back to the day, and all he wants is just peace. All he wants is to like be with his sister, find a wife, have a family, have some babies. So those normal things that everybody can have, that he knows that he will never get to. He considers him to be irredeemable and unforgivable for the things that he has done. And there's this like really amazing scene in one of these chapters with between Manaiza and Dara, and he basically like lets his feelings out, and he, like, these centuries old wounds come up, and that was like a really great scene that I loved reading. I actually listened to it twice, because at first it was just it was too painful. I wasn't even listening. I was just like, the things that he going through his mind and the things that is going through his head, it's just too much to handle. So and then I went back and listened to it again, and then it didn't make things better. The way the writer has made these characters to be so realistic. This book is very fantasy heavy. It's all about magic and spirits and demons and fire demons, whatever it is. But their emotions and the things that they go through are so real that you can relate to them. You feel their pain, and I'm not kidding, okay? It is very depressing. This is exactly how I felt when I was reading A Little Life, and it's fiction, but it's set in our world. This is a completely different world, but it still hurts the same way. That's just Dara, right? Because I can go on and on about him, because like he's definitely one of the best characters that I have read or watched, like whatever. Like he's, oh my god, I don't know why I didn't know about him. I don't know why people don't talk about this book. They should, because, and that's what I'm getting at. Like it's not just Dara. Like okay, you would think that you can actually feel better when you don't read his point of view and you're like reading other chapters, right? But no, like every single person in this book is suffering, and I have to admire the writer for doing that, but I also can't handle that pain. Like I actually need to take breaks when I'm reading this, because it's like one thing after another. Like when I'm done crying for Dara, then it's Nari's chapter or it's Ali's chapter, and then I'm sad again because they are inside daevabad, and that's like, that city is soul crushing in every way possible. I don't know why it's called daevabad. Deva means good. Deva means deva. I haven't seen this in a lot of books where the writer is not afraid to show you the futility of war, like the things that people do in the name of war, or in the name of power or religion or faith or whatever. That the thing that drives them, and the things people do in the name of something that is not meant to be violent. I don't think I'll ever have the words to describe how much I love this character. Am I even talking about Dara before this? I don't know. Aside from him, the Nari and Ali's characters, right? I was beginning to love them so much, on the same levels as Dara, but then, so the more I like them, right, the more I begin to like them, a lot of shit happens to them, and then I'm like, why are you doing this? Why do I have to go through this to finish this book? I think I was talking about the futility of war, and how the writer does it so well, because she doesn't hold anything back, right? So normally when you read books, it's, yeah, you do see a war going on in the background, but it's in the background, you know, like people are still feeling good, or like they still find love and just all that, which is, I guess it's a fantastical way of looking at it. It's not realistic, and ironically the fantasy book has a very realistic outlook towards war and things people do in the name of war, and how they use their faith or their loyalties or their duties, and use those things that are meant to cause peace, right, and uphold freedom and peace, all of that. They use that to create war and to say that, oh no, we're doing this for our people, and that's exactly what they're doing between like the Nahids and the Katanis or whatever they are. Like that's what the writer shows well, and it's very similar to Game of Thrones, right? Which is, I'm watching that right now, so I see a lot of similarities, which is probably why I like this book. The same way that you can't pick your favorite house, right? You can't be Stark or Lannister or whatever, because like they're both so great. And once you see their perspective, once you see their story and what their intentions are and why they're doing what they're doing, you can't pick a side. And that is exactly how I feel. And I don't want to pick up a side. I just want to understand them and I want to connect to these characters. But the more I do, the more sad I become. Also in this book you see how this tension in the city, in daevabad, because it's suffering. The city is on the brink of collapse because of this. I think this is the first book aside from Game of Thrones, that I have read, it actually had such great characters and a plot, especially in terms of a non-romantic storyline, right? Where, I mean, I know Six of Crows comes close, but again, there is like that romantic element that's there in the book, and especially with Nina and Matthias and Kazan and Neige. So while I do like that, right, I mean, there's no denying I love Six of Crows, but it didn't make me feel this much because the stakes were high. But how do I say this? Even though the stakes were high, we know these characters are capable, right? These are crows born in the streets. They know how it works, like even pulling off a heist. It did create that intensity, but these characters in City of Brass, in the daevabad trilogy, they are very down to earth, right? They have their foot on the ground, even though they are devas, and especially the women and the female characters in this book are like so well written. Again, a woman writing female characters, that's how it should be. Like, we can't expect men to write characters like this, right? So the female characters, they have such a strong feminine vibe, which I like, because I don't want, especially like our main character Nari, she's essentially a doctor, okay? And how often do you get to see that in fantasy? Most of the time the girl either like she discovers a world but ends up being like a really badass warrior with the powers, or like she's the chosen one, or she's the one bringing everybody together. But in this book, Nari is just another character, which is what I like, because I like it when she's just as normal as anybody and she has just as much to lose and her life is just as much at stake when you're reading the book, because there's really no main character or like a main character that everybody revolves around, because you can say that about anybody. Like, honestly, you can say that Ali's the main character, you can say Dara's the main character, because you can even say Ghazan is the main character because he's like legit, he's an evil bastard, but he has main character vibes. So that's the beauty of the story, like, and that is very rare and that is very hard to write. What I'm getting at is that I can relate to the female characters in this book. Nari trying to do the best she can and trying to help the Shafids and bring people together. All of that she's doing as her capacity as a healer, or in like the human terms, a doctor, right? She basically heals people. That's her power. So essentially, like, she's basically trying to save the world or like bring the people together by doing that, which is far more impressive and very interesting to read than somebody just, I don't know, throwing a sword and going to war, or like getting magical powers and being invincible. And she's not the only female character, and I really like how female characters interact with each other in this book as well, because for one thing, it's not about rivalry, right? It's not that every time they meet they're trying to one-up each other. No, they are just normal people having normal conversations, doing normal shit, okay? So that's something I rarely see in books, which is really sad, very sad to say, because when it's like female characters interacting with each other, it's either they hate each other or they are like solid best friends that nothing can come between them. And you can't have that in this book. With the way things are going, like, tensions are high, there's so much going on in terms of like picking your side or like what you believe in, and when you finally pick that side, you see things that you never saw before, that's making you doubt whether you pick the right side. And that happens to Dara, that happens to Ali. And so that doesn't leave you enough room to go to like two extremes for being rivals and being best friends for life. And you have to find middle ground, which is what a lot of these characters have, especially the female characters. And there are some really formidable, there are really cool characters here that I really enjoy, and they don't depress me when I read it, because they sound like female characters, not just a man in a female body. I hope that makes sense. But because you know what, like, even when I'm talking to you guys, I'm still thinking about the book, right? I'm just doing multiple things because there's so much. I stopped at it. I think it's like a turning point because this is spoilers, right? I'm gonna put the cover, but now things are so intense at this point because you see Manaiza plotting to poison literally every Gaziri, and you know there are people inside daevabad who know about this, who are supporting that, and Nisreen is one. Nisreen, yeah, she knows what's gonna happen, and she keeps constantly telling Nari things will change, a new day is coming, things are gonna change, but Nari has no idea that this is what she's talking about, but you know, right? So you know what is happening, and it's a constant reminder, and the writer keeps reinforcing the fact that something big is gonna go down. And I'm literally at the part where, I mean, there's this, I don't even know, it's like a festival, I can't remember what that is. So that's gonna start, and that's where they intend to massacre an entire bloodline. So I had to stop because I just saw myself in the mirror. I looked dead, and I needed to take a breather. I need to get these words out. I do feel better talking. I do feel better after I talk. So I don't even know if this made sense to most of you guys, because if you haven't read the book, it's just me rambling about people that you don't know, or like names you've never heard of. But trust me when I say, read the book, right? Go read the book and then come and watch this video. You'll be able to relate so much more after. And also that very comic relief we got, that very tiny comic relief we got when Dara was helping those two soldiers who got caught because they were doing the dance with no pants, and then he suggests that they go to this river or like a lake, which is quite romantic, and he's giving them suggestions for like a romantic spot to do their thing. See, it's sad, okay, like it's like a funny comic relief, but it actually makes me sad because he knows he can't have that, he can never have that, he's too far gone. And I know that. When you read it, you know that. And even though it's funny the way he does that and how he says it, but inside it's breaking your heart. And I have tears, so that is my point. I'm laughing and I'm crying. Like, that is legit what this book is doing to me. When there's like a happy scene, there's always something sad about it. I think that's enough, Aisha, of me live reacting to my sadness. I will see you guys later. Daevabad, you'll break my heart, break it into pieces. I never do this, but Aisha told me to record chapter 38 because she wants to see my live reaction, so that's what I'm gonna do. Dude, daevabad is falling apart, and so many people, the coup, and like Ali has legit taken over the kingdom, and shit's going down. And I don't know why she said for me to record this, and I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it. I'm not even at 38, okay? I'm listening to 36, and Ali just met Dara, who he thought he killed. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, it's chapter 38. Nari, Dara, oh my god. Nari just came. She saw him. got the ebook. I need to read this and this. I can't see the words anymore. I'm gonna read you a line, okay? This is how much the writer is killing me with her words. He hit the wall hard enough to leave a dent in the stone and crumpled to the floor. A piece of her heart broke at the side, still treacherously linked to the man who kept finding new ways to shatter it. This is Nari talking about Dara. I need to stop. Oh my god. She brought the ceiling down on him. Jesus Christ, man. There's just... How are they ever gonna go back? Okay, I'm done. Okay, the chapter, there's like 6 minutes left in the chapter. I can't. I need a break. Hi guys. Bit of a different angle. I changed my table around, so this is where it used to be, and so yeah, but I think the last time I recorded was me reacting to Kingdom of Copper, the last few chapters, or like that one chapter, and I finished the series. I have no clips from Empire of Gold, which is the last book, because I didn't even record anything, as in like I didn't even do anything. I was just reading it non-stop, right? Except when I had to work, and every other waking moment I was reading it, I was doing nothing else. But I do want to talk about both of them. Like Kingdom of Copper, after that chapter, it broke me, and nothing compared to the ending of the series. Kingdom of Copper was amazing, gave it 5 stars. I loved how it ended. The book ended in such a great way that you had to pick up the next book, and that's exactly what we did. So Empire of Gold, it was a slow pace, because there was like, it's like everything built up in like the 2 books kind of ended in the last scene, or like the last part of the 2nd book. So that means starting the 3rd book, it felt like even from the beginning we were wrapping up the story, which I really like, because it's slow, it's very slow pace compared to the first 2, but I really like that about it, because that meant the story was wrapping up very slowly and at a steady pace that I liked. So yeah, it was boring sometimes, and I especially like scenes with Nari and Ali after they like went to Cairo, it's not something I particularly enjoyed, and I feel like that's very out of character for Ali, like the things he did and being who he is and how religious he is. That was something I really liked about him, and they kind of just dropped that whole thing when they went to Cairo, and some of the things that he did were very out of character. Which again, Aisha agreed as well, and she follows the faith, so it wasn't just me who found it weird, and she was like, it's very out of character for him. But aside from that, everything else was great. Also, I'm gonna do like a complete discussion on this series, because I have so many things to say, but I don't want to say it here because they are very spoilery, and if you haven't read any of the books, or if you've only started to read it, these are like really, they're not spoilers, but they're like, it's better when you read it with context instead of me just saying it. But trust me when I say this is exceptional. Daevabad's character is definitely one of my favorite. It's I will stand by it, and I love how his story ended. I love the approach that the writer took in terms of his story arc and how it moves forward. I love everything else about this story, like the world building, the rest of the characters. And yes, Ali has he has the typical hero arc, and same with Nari, but the way she tackles them is very different to your normal heroes that you see in fantasy books, which is what I like. And I like the ending as well, in terms of where each individual character left off in the book. There's so much I have to say, and I'm gonna structure them properly so that I can do like a complete discussion on the daevabad trilogy, just like I did with the Shadow and Bone TV show. I probably won't be doing those kind of videos often because this doesn't happen often. As you can probably tell, like, I don't get attached to characters or stories this much, and thank God for that, because I wouldn't be living my life if that happened. So trust me when I say it's a great series. It is something that you will thoroughly enjoy. It's very different it's not different in the sense of the fantasy world or like the fantasy that you read, but it's very distinct from the things that you read, if that makes sense, right? It's the same thing but very different. Gave it all 5 stars, and watch out for that video. It will be spoilers, so it's gonna be like a discussion, because I can't talk about a lot of things here without telling you like lines from the book or like scenes from the book. And yeah, anyway, I'm just excited about that, so I'm definitely gonna make the video. Look out for that. But for this vlog, yeah, if I can give more than 5 stars, I would. I feel like now that I've given these books 5 stars, I feel like going back and removing all the 5 stars that I've given to other books, because it doesn't live up to this. So, I don't know, I maybe just give this like 5 stars plus, right? I think that's better. So it's Saturday now, and we also started to read another book, which is Bunny by Mona Awad. The book is on my bed, so I'm not gonna pick it up. So we started reading that, and I'm gonna wrap up this vlog so I can upload it tomorrow. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Read the daevabad trilogy. You're gonna love it. It holds a special place in my heart, and I hope you will come back for my next video. Bye.